We are live.
All right, thank you. Welcome to the Village of Richfield Springs Board of Trustees meeting for 30th June 2020. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're going to start out, I apologize for being late. We started out with executive session tonight. And the first thing we will do upon return is look for a motion to authorize our attorney to request dismissal without prejudice in the Damian matter. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second. You catch those down?
I did not catching that at all.
Okay, first Putnam, second Walsh. You want, when you, motion, use your hands. Good to go?
Go for it.
All vote. Dale?
I'm coming up.
Okay.
Carry on. Harriet can take over for a minute.
Okay. Harry, will you take the vote, please? Okay. Lovely. Trustee Van River.
Yes.
Trustee Hutton,
Yes.
trustee Walshipsky,
Yes.
Mayor Moser.
Yes, thank you. All right. And we have our attorney in the room right now, with documents to explain to us.
So I think the first that we'll turn our attention to is the addendum to the engineering agreement. The EFC sent 2 letters approving the project, the feasibility study, as well as the engineering agreement itself. Within the approval included 2 clarifications that, as part of our due diligence, we should include as part of an addendum to the contract. And they're highly technical. There are just 2 of them. So it may not, without looking at the agreement and comparing, I can certainly explain, but it might not be obvious exactly what's being corrected. But these are the clarifications that were requested by EFC. That first, the reference to New York State prevailing wage shall be omitted within provision 1 under the subheading engineering agreements on page 1 of the engineering agreement. And the distinction is that with respect to prevailing wage, that would not apply to professional services that are provided by the engineers. It will apply with respect to the construction contractors. Okay, so it should not appear under that particular subheading. The second clarification is that with respect to provision 3 under subheading bid documents on page 3 of the engineering agreement, that provision shall refer specifically to the program requirements and bid packet for construction contracts for non-treatment works projects funded with the New York State Clean Water State Revolving Fund, effective as of the time of the bid, and the reference to the program requirements and bid packet for non-construction contracts effective October 1, 2017 shall be omitted from this subsection of the engineering agreement. So in other words, again, the bid packet with respect to construction contracts should be referenced in that particular section because it does deal with construction as opposed to the engineering. And so those are the reasons for the 2 modifications. So if the board would entertain a motion to approve the addendum to the engineering agreement with those 2 clarifications.
We have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
And a second,
Second.
and a vote.
Trustee Walshipsky?
Yes.
Trustee Van Riper?
Yes.
Trustee Putnam?
Yes.
Mayor Moser?
Yes.
Okay. Again, with respect to the Green Infrastructure Grant Program, there is a component of the project which is not covered by the grant, but still an integral part of the project. It concerns drainage within one of the catchment areas to prevent flooding. And that particular component is eligible based upon the information that we've been provided by HUD for CDBG funding, including the residual amount that resides within the village's account of approximately $66,000. And so for the purposes of the CDBG funding, because that is a federal monies as opposed to state monies, we also have to be in compliance with what's called called NEPA, the National Environmental Protection Act, as opposed to just SECRA, which is the state level environmental. So these next two actions are for compliance with NEPA. The first is to approve the mayor as the certifying officer for the purpose of the National Environmental Policy Act. And the mayor is responsible for taking the next action that will be discussed with respect to designating this action as an exempt action under NEPA. So again, a motion to designate the mayor as the certifying officer under NEPA. And there is an exhibit to that effect, and I have copies if anyone would like to see those, and they went to Dale as well.
We have a motion. So moved. And a second.
Second.
Vote.
Mayor Bolsher. Trustee Walshipski. Yes. Trustee Putnam.
Yes.
Trustee Van Winthrop.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be easier, maybe Harry, you could roll call lines, because I can't do that and take notes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the second is to designate the action as exempt under the National Environmental Policy Act. And again, there's a form to that same effect that's been completed on behalf of the village. And that is with Dale, and there are copies available.
No, they've all signed.
Okay, great.
Motion to make that designation. Is that underneath?
So moved.
And a second.
I'll second.
Trustee Van Ryder,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshipski,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes. Thank you.
And then lastly, the mayor and I have been contacted by Attorney Will Green requesting that the village grant easements in the form of quitclaim deeds to, and these would be non-exclusive easements. They're for the purpose of ingress and egress over Taylor Road. I have a survey map, and there was information that was shared with the trustees that shows on the survey the parcel that is owned by the village, and we have a deed to that effect. It's a 1948 deed. From what Attorney Green has described and the legal description that's given, as well as the survey materials, there was not a road or an easement reserved to the surrounding property owners. So without this easement, although they had continuous use of the road, from a legal standpoint, they could be considered landlocked without an access way to their properties. And it affects JGB properties as well as, let me just find the name of the other title holder. Pizzeria. It's a corporate name. Wellfleet Capital Partners LLC. So both of those property owners are requesting that the quitclaim deeds are executed. I have thoroughly reviewed the quitclaim deeds and again added in language that this is non-exclusive. It is a permanent and perpetual easement for ingress and egress, that the legal description that's provided and was provided by the surveyor, that only a portion of that legal description covers the village property. It's intended to cover the full right-of-way easement over which they need deeds from others as well.
It's only those two properties that
That's it. They've only requested from us the easements with respect to JGB and Wellfleet Capital Partners. There would have to be a motion to grant the easements and authorize the mayor to sign the quitclaim deeds for JGB Properties LLC and Wellfleet Capital Partners LLC.
Motion.
So move.
And a second.
I'll second.
Your vote.
Trustee Van Ryder,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshipski,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
And then, Robin, that's everything that I had. In terms of execution of the documents, what's easiest for you? Just to sign them with Dale present? Did you want me to wait and notarize?
They'll know her.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay, good. Then I think they're all set. Yeah, so if you'll just either tonight or tomorrow execute the various documents and then send them on to me. And we'll go from there.
Do you sign them right now?
It may be if you don't mind doing that, and then it's
Do you
just
have
done.
copies?
I
had them somewhere.
I do have paper copies of everything,
Okay.
so it's just, if you don't mind, I'll just go approach it. Where's the mask?
I just don't have my notes.
I do not know where to stand, that's all. If it's okay, I'll do some of the others we're using. This is the example, but again, just leave a contract description, get the information of the village, that's a CD number, the funding of the process. Just verify the compliance with police statutes. And then the person determine who's on the goals, as the attorney should sign. Okay. Oh, yeah. Also certified as a certified officer for the, so this is starting there. Signature elected official. That's all.
All right.
Oh, sure. Okay, no problem.
Email is fine.
Okay.
All right, welcome back to our regular meeting. We have some people on the agenda. We'll start with the library. Can you talk about the purchase?
Hi, yeah,
Steve Baker.
as you may know, the construction is completed in that area. Feel free to take a look, if you guys want to. Our next construction grant for the 2020 to 2021 year, I put in a request for windows to the library, 25 windows out in the main library area and here in the morning. I'm waiting on them to approve my request, and then I'll put in the application request. So I still haven't heard back from them yet. But the library construction funds have been diminished by about 60%. So if they feel that this is a desired or really dire need, so hopefully we can get that done and cut down on fuel costs and that. Basically, I'm working on hopefully opening by July 10th, by appointment. So right now we're doing curbside and that's working very well. So we'll see how it comes out. That's all I have to report, unless there's anything you need to know.
Does anyone have questions for our librarian?
Yes, I have a book out, but I need to return. What do I do?
It's Dropbox.
Dropbox.
Dropbox is open now.
Yes. Dropbox is open, so everything is all set for that. And we have process. Take care of it.
Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your hard work. I know how difficult it is to get ready.
Thank you. Yeah,
Good
it's,
work.
it's been interesting, that's for sure.
Thank you. Good luck in your grant.
Thanks.
Fire department's here. Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk on the fire department. The new truck is, out for, adjustments. That's all I can say right now, is out for adjustments. The roof at the fire hall out in front, the top panel of the siding is blown off. That should be looked at, because if it continues like tonight, it's gonna start tearing the roof apart. So I just wanted to mention that. Now the EMS side, I did go out, like I discussed, that I'm looking into two options of a billing program and a paid medic program. I contacted, through New York State EMS, they advised me who I could contact. I contacted the Hannigan Law Firm, who's well recommended. They would set up all our, legal business, like the Medicaid number, Medicare number, and all that. I sent you the form, did you get it?
I saw it in there. I honestly didn't read it.
Okay. I really think you guys should look at that really good, because this first question, when I asked him, I'd like information on billing, he says, you guys have been losing money by not billing. People don't understand the difference between soft billing and hard billing. Soft billing, you just bill the insurances only. Hard billing, the patient pays. And we're starting to get AMR up here that these people around here are gonna start paying.
We're looking at soft billing, all right?
Soft billing, insurances only.
That's been the reservation as long as I've ever known. Don't mind how people be paying for fire department, ambulance, plus the.
We had one today, and they're gonna probably get billed. Then I contacted, Kunkel. They do billing, priority billing. And I sent that to you too. So that's something that everyone should be reading too. How much they collect, and they do all the billing. So that's information you should be looking at soon. The lawyer did explain that you do not want to hire another employee for the village. There's a way you can do it with an outside contractor to pay for this person to be on the paramedic program. That's just heads up he gave me. They've been doing this for years, so they kind of know what they're talking about. And that's all I have.
I will read that this weekend, I promise. Thank you for coming tonight to hear, talking about the fire department.
Yeah, there you go.
That's our responsibility, one of the buildings. Remember that and talk about that. You ready to talk about tonight? Oh, this will be nice.
Yeah, it's, we're pretty much caught up for the time of year it is. Now we need to catch up with the yearly maintenance that we have to get done, you know, like ditching and, fixing of random little things. I ordered the other wing today for our truck. Hopefully we'll get that within the next couple weeks. We'll get it put on. I think you know about all the estimates for the trees.
We got tree estimates in front of me.
Yeah.
We have, are you ready, you want to go through that right now?
We can go through it if you want.
I have two estimates, right? One from Boss Landscape and one from KLP.
Yeah.
I have two estimates from KLP.
One of them's for the trees in the cemetery.
Okay, they have different numbers, but I do have enough information right here to see if they're the same. Okay. So right now we're looking at the trees from Spring Park.
Yep.
KLP offered $1,600 to provide and install two 10-foot black oak spruce trees Boss Landscaping, $1,200 to 8-inch evergreens. They'll pull the stumps, plant in the same spot, and water for the first 2 months.
Yeah, that one definitely sounded like the better idea.
It did. Okay. Did you, okay. Great. Thank you. I wasn't sure how far you might be. So, does anybody have an objection to the lower price quote? Ordinarily, do we need 3 down? 3 what? Quotes for,
Ordinarily.
I know they tried to get.
No, I'm sorry, for this, no, two.
2, okay. 2, okay. So, is there any objection to going with the lower price, for the smaller trees? That's probably one of the reasons it's lower price, isn't it?
I don't really know the difference between
What
the two
were
trees.
they sizes?
10 and 8. Oh, this says 10 foot. Yeah, okay, I thought it was round. 10 foot tall, and, the cheaper one is 8 foot tall. Tall and broad. Okay, so then, I'll take a motion, please, to authorize the Boss Landscaping to provide 2 8-foot evergreen trees in the park, pull up the 2 old stumps, plant new ones in their spots with soil, mulch, amendment, and water them for the first 2 months. And second,
Second.
and a vote.
Trustee McGregor,
I'm not sure.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshewski,
Yes.
and Mayor Moser.
Yes, thank you.
Do we want to talk about the cemetery one?
Cemetery one is next.
Okay.
You have a quote from Josh's Trees, Josh's Tree Service for $24,500. Remove 7 maple trees. Get rid of them completely. Prune 70 other trees under dead branches, and clean up the debris. Were these for the exact same work?
Yeah.
Because we had those trees labeled, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the, Josh's Trees was for $24,500 total. And KLP was for $19,200 total. Is there anything significant that you want to tell us about either one of those?
The biggest difference is, for Josh, the trimming of the trees is a set price. For KLB, it's by the day.
Okay,
You don't know how long he's gonna be up there for trimming 70 trees.
okay, so this 16,800 is an estimate?
Well,
So,
the base price is for taking down those 7 trees, I think it's like, must be 16 something.
16.8.
Why is that, sorry?
It's like 16 something,
Yes,
where with Josh, it's only 10.5.
right,
And then if you look at how much he's charging per day to trim the trees, I think it's like $2,400 or something like that.
Yeah.
Where Josh is just charging flat 14,000 to trim all the trees. He also did it the last time too.
gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha. We were satisfied with this work?
Yes. I wasn't here at the time, but I've heard very good things about what he did.
So that is, $5,300 or more.
But potentially.
Which would be-
$4,300,
2 days less work.
yes. So it would,
You don't know how long KLB is gonna be up there.
right,
That's the thing. $2,400 is only for one day.
okay.
So if he's up there for
7 days.
7 days,
Yeah.
So we take the flat rate then.
I would, yeah.
All right, then, let's then have a motion to accept the offer of Josh's Tree Service for $24,500. Remove 7 maple trees, taking them down and removing branches and logs, grinding stumps, and removing chips. And then pruning 70 others of dead branches that, was agreed from that.
So move.
Second,
Second.
the vote.
Trustee McGregor,
Yes.
trustee Cotton,
Yes.
trustee Walshewski,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes. Right.
Have we thought about anything else about trees?
Such as,
Like, that one issue that we were having recently, where someone
No.
asked about a tree?
no, we
Because-
can't. This is
okay.
our first get together where we can really,
Okay, I wasn't
if you could write something up and email it the background.
There's one tree in the village right now that I'd be most concerned about out of all of them. It's at the end of Bronner Street on Lake Street. Pretty sure everybody's seen it. It's pretty much right in the road. We have to go around it as well. And that tree, I feel like could fall, I don't know, in an hour from now. Or it could stay there for 5 years.
So let's get a concrete report for the board to look at, rather than relying on their memories and judging from memory.
I put a call on DEC also,
Okay,
and they have not returned my call yet.
all right. So maybe a picture,
A picture of the tree.
sure,
Okay.
description of what you want done.
Okay.
And why.
Yep.
Well done, thank you.
Yep.
We have property maintenance tonight, Officer Roberts.
Actually, quite a few phone calls, so I'd like to address them individually, just like to get, sorry. First, I'd like to get, 19 West James Street out of the way, that way we can plow the stone and come in and leave.
Yes, please do it.
Go right ahead. Okay, so the property was rolled up on June 1st for overgrowth. Checked it last night. My opinion is not complete. I would like to go with it as a public nuisance.
Okay. The number,
That'll be 2020-15,
thank you.
19 West J Street.
Mr. Esposito, you have any comments?
I
Question.
didn't catch what you said, I wasn't sure if you were talking about that.
Yes,
It's about, it's 80 to 90% complete, because the middle section, which is the garden, you're not seeing, I don't know if you saw last. But, the middle portion where the garden is, it takes a lot of time, because you have to try and get the weeds out in between, whatever, whatever. So, that takes like many hours. So I probably got about 4 hours to go yet, but the work is like 20 hours, so you don't need more. And I have a problem with Express. I've had it since, before the coronavirus. So I can't sleep half the time. I'm lucky at 3 or 4 hours of sleep, maybe three days in a row or something. So So my stress level went up when I got the notice of this. So I had a problem dealing with it because of that. Because life went so long, I really find everything trying to get to a point where I'm good enough rest to be able to do something. It's pretty desperate. We should go to the VA, but I've been trying to put it off. So that's one of the reasons why it's been a delay, because I go 3 or 4 nights, and it's 2 or 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep the most. And so that's, I'm playing the walls. So that's why the delay. And, so.
Did you hear here last year?
Yes. That's gonna be my question. This seems to appear every year.
Mayor, may I comment?
Please.
This is every year since I took over the job 5 years ago. And, I'm not saying it's back or not, but every time we address this, there's a reason. Boy Scouts stop mowing, I have allergies, this and that. My opinion is the job, it's not getting done. And it's either by local law, I have the choice of either going straight to court on this or come to the board. So my next move, whatever the board decides, my next move is, I firmly believe I'll go straight to court on it. I feel no progress is ever being made on this.
Do you agree with Mr. Estigo's estimate of 90% complete?
I honestly can't answer that. What I saw from the front, there's still stuff in the front. What I saw from an angle, there appears to be weeds. If we go to court, I'm gonna ask the judge to make you, get a professional opinion on what's weeds and what's not. That way we have a court order, what needs to be voted on. So,
Does the board have any questions for either gentleman?
If it goes to court,
mhm.
I didn't hear what you said.
If it goes to court, I would ask the judge that she puts a court order on that someone a professional assess the property to determine what is actually weed and what's not, because that's the big argument. And problem is, every time we try to do something, Mr. Esco won't allow anyone on the property. So the only route now, I feel I'm being back in the corner, that the route is court order. My opinion is let's give him this one last chance. And
We'll order remedy, if he doesn't, then
Until, how long?
well, that's the tricky part. I'm deploying in 2 weeks, so I will be in Kuwait. I talked to the judge. The judge said that she could do a telecommunication prosecution, but due to the time change, it's going to be tricky with trying to get that. Or we can wait until I come back and I'll ask the judge if I issue a ticket before I leave, if this is on the speedy trial, and we do it when I get back.
When you back.
As of right now, I'm supposed to be back in March. So we got a whole summer to go. Or if the board would like to give him one last summer to work something out, that's your guys' decision, and we'll address it next year. The first offense he gets will be a court order, a court appearance, not a public hearing.
I think we keep hashing over this every single year. We gave them breaks, we gave them 2 breaks last year.
Wait a minute, we have 2 breaks, I got it done in time.
Last year,
Last year, because we gave you 2 breaks
No, I don't think
to
so.
do it. Yes, sir.
yes.
I don't remember
No, all
All
you
right,
need-
well, we won't go into that, we're in an argument, because we need to make a decision here, any more comments from the board.
I'd say give him till the end of next week. Get it done, since he's gonna be gone by the time he gets back, it's gonna be winter. Or we don't know anything's done.
The end of what week,
And then the next week,
end of next week,
he's
On the ninth.
92.
the ninth,
Ninth.
want to give him that long? Mr. Roberts?
I asked to work until the 10th for you guys, and I plan on doing that, so we can address it from there. I can talk to the judge if there needs to be a court appearance with it. We can either have our attorney prosecute it, or we see if the judge can allow it to happen in March. I mean, we are planning on hopefully having someone fill in for me in the meantime. The only thing is, she can't prosecute for us.
We do have to turn it on. So I
You
guess,
know, when you look at my property, and when every time when I finish, the amount of vegetation in terms of percentage of size of property along the edges and everything else is no greater in terms of where the vegetation is than any other piece of property in this community. Or take a border, take a long fence line or something like that, okay? You have many places that have 5 or 10 feet of vegetation along the border of your property. Mine is no more than that, and especially when you look at the size of these two properties, the percentage is less in terms of vegetation, once it's cleaned up and everything, than many other people have year round.
so that's the problem, we need to clean up.
Yeah, but once it's cleaned up, which always happens in the summertime, it's late for a lot of reasons, but, once it's cleaned up, it's no worse than anybody else's benefits. It has a less percentage in vegetation on it than many other properties in the village.
The problem is, when,
Example, the long fence line.
the problem is, I can't judge, I can't sit there and tell you how to take care of your property. I can't tell you get a machine and mow it or however you do it. The problem is, your method of doing it is by the time you get the back complied with, your front's out of compliance because you're too busy working on this. You're not keeping up with it.
Right.
And you agree with that.
Yeah.
My thing is, your method is not working.
You know, you're partially right. See, I don't miscut. I have been trying for 10 years to gain control of vegetation and property. One problem has become waterlogged in the last, since buildings were built on the back of the property. Because of that, the vegetation grows much greater, and also the species of vegetation typically found more on water flooded areas. So I should write this all down. Just jumping
Well, we don't, I don't think we need to go through the whole,
So anyway, so what I do is I pull these weeds up.
well, maybe we
You're
should
trying to
work
get rid of
on.
them because of seeds, you know, but that takes an immense amount of time. And inevitably, always in the middle area of the garden. That's the thing.
I would like to note that neither neighbor of his side of the property I have ever heard of.
Okay. So do you need less time to?
No, I estimated about 4 more hours.
Okay, so then that should be adequate, then we give you till 9th of July, with more than 4 hours to get that done. And not get the back started up while you're doing the front.
This is not something that I
All right, do
willingly,
you have any other, hearing?
Yeah.
Is there anybody waiting outside?
No, not that I know of.
Okay, so then, I will close this hearing for, property maintenance and,
Just for his case, because I got 4 more address.
oh, okay, that's,
Yeah.
okay, but nobody else is here.
Not that I
I
know.
see, okay, I'm sorry. So we'll save this then till the end and vote on all of us. Is
Sure,
that all right?
absolutely.
All right. Proceed with your other cases, please.
Okay. 34 Center Street, it's a bank-owned property. They did mow, but they didn't complete the job. It's very long vegetations along the fence line and stuff. So if you vote, you agree to this, whoever mows it needs to be known that around the fence line, anything out back. That, they're another problem. I remind them past 2 or 3 years, and they keep saying somehow every year it's taken off the list and shouldn't. 7 Sylvan Street. It looks like a maze they try to mow. So, and it's not completed. I was told that they had a mower there yesterday, and when I got there, it was gone. And they think they stopped because of the rain, so I went back today and looked, and it's the same condition. So that would need to be completed. 218 Main. That's as you're just going up the hill. It's partially mowed. There's patches, big patches that are not mowed. If you guys agree to this, there's a section I would say, if you're in the driveway to the left of the driveway, tell whoever mows to be careful, because I believe there's a big dip in there. So whoever remedies it, I would recommend they be careful.
You're saying that's East Main?
Yeah. Can we have somebody talk to you before you know?
Absolutely. I would actually encourage they call me. And the last one is 18 Lakeview Ave. I actually gave a courtesy call. They said, yeah, you're right. I'll take care of it. And it hasn't been taken care of to the point where the many order remedies and situations we had next door actually called me and said, "Can you do something about this?" I'm starting to believe maybe they left. I don't know. I've heard rumor that it might be going up for tax auction, so I don't know if that's true or not. It looked pretty empty yesterday. I mean, not empty as in you could tell there's people there, but it was awful dark there. So.
Just let us know. All right, do they need until the 9th? Do these other 4 need until the 9th?
No, they haven't reached out to me.
Okay,
So,
how about the third?
uh,
No, can't be. Sixth, Monday, the third's a Saturday holiday.
right. My opinion is I would send someone up there running
Oh, immediately?
immediately. They've gotten,
When you done?
they were written,
I make phone calls there too.
yeah, they were written up,
Work for us.
all these were written up between June 1st, actually, sorry, May 31st all the way to June 19th, so they've had their 10 days.
Okay.
There is some that are in progress that I didn't put on the list because they're first time offenses. So 39 Silver Street, they actually reached out to me today. They're gonna take care, they're gonna remove one of their junk vehicles. He's gonna work on the mowing thing. He has cleaned it up. 120 Main, which is right across from Stewart's, the apartment building. I see progress being made, so I'm happy. Hopefully the progress keeps going. That owner of that property owns multiple properties. I think all of the properties are written up except for one of hers. Now I see a dumpster show up at one property, so they're making headway.
That dumpster's been there for quite a while.
Yeah. It wasn't there when I wrote it up, but unless they hauled it out and brought a new one in. But I noticed that dumpster is actually right where all a bunch of junk was piled up before. So, but that property was also written up quite early in the month, actually almost a month ago. Because of when these were written up, it wasn't allowed the 10 days for that first meeting, so unfortunately they had a whole month to go. So, at least there's progress, and I mean, like I said, 30 write-ups this time, and there's already 2 written up today. So, I guess I'm leaving on a good note.
Well, you certainly put them in the shade.
So, but yes, this will be my last board meeting.
Okay.
So,
Good luck.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Uh,
I'll be back.
So let's get this taken care of right now. Do we want to order these, numbers 20203, 09, 20, and 30, remedy immediate, declare them as public nuisance and immediately remedy. Yes. Okay. And second,
Second.
and a vote.
Trustee Van Riker,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshipski,
Yes.
and Mayor Moore.
Yes, thank you. And then the final one, 2020-15, until 9th of July, to get it cleaned up, and then we'll send somebody in. Back to that. And a second, the motion on, second,
I'll second.
and a vote, please.
Trustee Van Riker,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshipski,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes. Thank you. Well done, thank you, Councilor Roberts.
Yeah.
I just didn't hear him when I got my office.
Okay. You need a break?
No, I just left the office open.
All right. Fire department reports are final.
Correct.
We have communications, one, Mr. Jim Jordan sent a request urging our board to repair the post, request the post office to repair. I see they began repairs today. One side of the stairs open. And 39 Elm Street, is it what we should get this office in that now?
It's, yeah, it's the residual, leak that, went into the second billing period, and it equates, and it is, been requested in time, and the credit, I could not take into effect, that's the leak. We're supposed to take the last 4 billing periods and do an average, but we levied it, so I had to admit the big part, which is your situation, a leak situation. So now, and including that as part of the calculation, credit comes out to be $54.58 to the account.
And that's reasonable. You look at it.
That's for, it's, yeah, it's the, average of the board, not including large.
Okay. So then I'll need a motion if you want to, grant that lien forgiveness for $54.58.
So move.
And a second,
Second.
and a vote.
Trustee Van Riker,
Yes.
trustee Putman,
Yes.
trustee Washington,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes, thank you.
Real quick, Mayor.
Yes.
Go back to, Mr. Jim Jordan's article, or,
Yes.
letter there. He was asking us, I think, to request that the post office be repaired to its historical state.
Or make it.
Send a letter regarding,
I didn't see the letter.
I just read it when I came in tonight, and in the letter, he requested that
Okay.
when we reach out to, you know, kind of, ask them if they would be willing to restore it to the state that it was, you know, with the granite and things of that nature.
Being before the last repair.
I think so. But to make it nice, you know, like historically
Aesthetic.
accurate. Yeah, right, rather than just quick pour concrete and
Okay.
put it all back together.
Now,
So-
wouldn't they need an application to pursue that to begin with?
I don't know.
Well, it
Do
depends.
we have to talk to the federal government?
No, it's our policy.
I would, zoning wise, I say they have to go through the motions and prove that they're exempt from zoning.
Do they?
That's my opinion, because we gotta do it with the school.
Okay.
And if they're in the village, I say, they can go through the motions and say, we're exempt from zoning because of such and such.
No, they're just repairing though.
If they were just repairing and going back to the same footprint, then no. But with that being said, we don't know what they're exempt from being federal government, you know, that's federal property.
Right.
And my guess is they're gonna, I'd laugh when we say zoning, but who knows, maybe they can sit there and say, okay, no problem, we'll give you what you want, and here it is. Code wise, they're not regulated by Oxford County codes. And then to go back to historical is, like I said, federal building, I don't know how this works, but if it's not deemed a historical building, then they gotta comply to the code, whatever the code is for the federal government. So they may not be able to return to historical state unless the building is deemed historical.
So,
It's on the register. It's
No, then there you go, then right there is if they're on the register and it's in and it's filed and all that stuff, then I imagine they can go back. I know we've done it with houses in Oxford County where historically they don't have to comply to the code because it's historic. So, but this, I mean, you're in a realm that I know nothing about with the federal government.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I don't know what it entails, whether we have to send a letter or ask, request. I mean, is this something as simple as that, or do we have to get really involved with it to try to persuade them to do something?
I have feelings that they go along.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know, but that was what his request was.
I honestly didn't read that. He says I got here.
Yeah, because he's stating two different places, the facilities office of the United States Postal Service and the New York State Historical Preservation Office.
Right. So what would how would we go about that?
We would have to have a stop work order on what they're doing right now.
My suggestion is definitely contact them and right away, talk to them what you're thinking. See if they're willing to stop and then say, then they're gonna probably get in touch with someone with postal service with their maintenance, and then I imagine that maybe even a postal investigator who might have to be involved. Like I said, if it's federal property, that's a big, let's put it this way, I know when there was a client that was written up for not picking up their dog feces there, our judge jumped over them saying, I can turn this over to the federal government. So, even though, like I said, zoning wise, I would ask the question, are you exempt from zoning? If you are, can you please send us a letter stating how you're exempt and why? I think it covers us that way, because my number one thing is I know I'm comparing apples to oranges here, but if we go back to when school put an addition in the flood zone
Right.
and did it, and we got asked, why didn't you make them apply for zoning? Even though we know they're not in the flood zone, I'd rather them saying, stay out of our business, here's why, and we say, thank you. Then versus if someone comes to us saying, no, actually, you have the authority because of this, this, and that. It's uncharted water. How's that? How about I leave it for the person that's taking over after July 10th? Can you wait until July 10th, please?
In the process.
I would just like to see it without caution tape at this point. I mean, I don't know if they've already started work on it. I'm not so sure that maybe we shouldn't just let them continue and get it buried.
Well, 'cause I mean, also, he's requesting just like having, granite treads and pavers. So in other words, just set into the cement instead of, just throwing cement in up there, making it look level.
Maybe Mr. Jordan would be the best option to ask to see if
He
he's has
said-
any knowledge of how federal property works and all that stuff. Maybe a trustee should reach out to him and see if he's willing to help with that.
He said.
That research.
Yes, willing to help, any less contacts and references, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I can reach out to them if we feel like we wanna go down that avenue. If we don't, then we just wanna see the post office repaired.
Because it does say that on the second page, as always, that if I can give any assistance, please feel more than free to contact me.
Well, there's the question, is there somebody who wants to take that up, or do we want to see it just finished?
So I see him every Saturday,
Okay.
so we'd like to discuss it with him so much on Saturday. You know.
Just do that and see where it stands. And we'll go
But in the meantime, what if they've already finished?
People will be happy.
from there.
A little bit late. My understanding is that the federal government lost sight of that project, they closed the case. It was just reopened this week, so that they could finish the job.
And on top of that is, I guess, like I said, I can't speak for the federal government. I just know our number one thing in codes and even zoning is the safety. So it's been a long time. It's been since December since it's been damaged. But are we still like, we're telling them, can you wait? Are we putting safety at a cost?
But now we have the close proximity thing going on.
Exactly. I
One
just,
whole traffic was eliminated.
Maybe let's just let it get done. Know what I'm saying?
Is there something that, because I don't know exactly what he asked for.
It's just a letter to be written that when they restore it, it goes back to the original historic.
Saying that it was granite treads on the stairs, which,
Because originally, that was one piece of granite that Crafter had custom built for that post office.
I mean, next thing is how soon does someone take a letter saying, hey, this is a request we got?
Right.
They might say, wait, hold on, this is actually a great idea, but the letter, I would say, I should get to them soon, because if they continue and they're trying to say, we already dropped $5,000 right here, and this is what we're approved for. Or they may say, okay, we'll look into it, or we plan on doing that, or, I don't know.
phone call wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
I don't think, but if that phone call goes to the point of we're pretty much done with this and we just want to get it fixed, then maybe we let it just get fixed.
They opened one class and none, excuse me, set today.
Okay.
So is somebody going to make a phone call?
I can call tomorrow.
Okay. Did you have the letter there with you?
I think it's on my laptop.
No, it's in your package as well.
James Jordan.
There's a lot of papers.
There was.
It's right on top.
All right, we'll start them with a phone call. We can see what we get.
Can you give me a number?
I can.
Oh,
You guys can-
8809.
809,
I think I'll email you tomorrow or text you.
okay.
It's on the letterhead.
Oh,
Oh,
I think I just
St.
changed.
George or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were.
858-8000.
I didn't know, I knew that, so you're real, but. All right, let's move along here, we're getting a little late. Fire. I think my memory's going, didn't we take care of chest compression last week?
Last meeting, you had to wait 30 days for,
We had the,
For missing
the
record.
records out.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why it's on here then.
No, I forgot to take that
Oh,
off.
sorry. Okay, you still need to leave it on though, right? It's old business, so. Right, okay, so I'm just gonna come right back up when for this referendum expires.
Well, they can go pursue it now instead of 30 days.
Oh, really?
Yep, because the last meeting was the beginning of June. So by the time they were to do anything,
No, that's, oh, but I thought, okay.
yeah,
So it'll expire, next week sometime. If nothing has been challenged, then you can go ahead.
as well as the DPW.
can you let me know?
I'll let you know if anything comes up, otherwise you can proceed.
And the air compressor, Scott Air?
That, we took care of that, too, I believe.
All right, good, no new business. We took care of the Taylor Road easement earlier. So then, let's get on to the ordinary business. If there is no objection, we'll waive the reading of the previous minutes on 6/9 and adopt them as written. So, and a second,
Second.
and a vote.
Trustee Reiner,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshewski,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes, you have the treasurer's financial packet in front of you. It's for the year ended 31 May 2020. And in that packet, we have some transfers to make everything all line up. Fund transfers. Right, she's moving the, due to the allowance to the, water fund into the, sewer, water treatment, wastewater treatment fund. Those are in your budget. They were budgeted for, she did not exceed any budgeted amount, I'll tell you that, know that. These are all for the previous year. Yeah, we put these in the minutes, right?
I do.
Okay, so I don't think we need to read through all of those, we'll just summarize them all. First one is the interim transfer as budgeted in the amount of $11,505 for water and $6,333 $4 to the wastewater treatment fund. The next section is budget transfers. Again, first in the water fund, make all of those lines back to zero, or not overextended. The wastewater treatment fund, the library, that was a little bit of health insurance. Cemetery, and she expended the rest of the sewer fund allowance, okay, then the rest are just in the A fund. Okay.
And then the library, there's a third page. Mine was.
No, that's for next year, we do that one later,
Oh,
or the current year, sorry. So if there is no objection to cleaning up and finishing off the year 2019, 2020 with these transfers, budget transfers, I'll entertain a motion to do that.
So
Do you have any questions about them, first of all?
I think we discussed them.
We had, yeah. Have you seen the, profit and loss? And I just want to add, as you look through your packet for the year ending, every single cash account has a positive balance. That hasn't happened in a long time. It's the way she's accounting today. We've never been in a deficit, it's just never shown like that. So I'm really pleased with that. And that. Motion then to adopt these transfers.
So moved.
And a second. Second. And a vote.
Trustee DeRiker,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Washington,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes, thank you. And like you said, there's one more page, as an interfund transfer, to keep the library cash solid. $10,000 the first move for the year.
That's in the budget.
That's in the budget, because then every year keep their cash. They don't typically keep a cash balance.
Right.
I couldn't tell you the reason for that, but I'm pretty sure there's a legal reason for that. So, a motion to move that money so that they can spend that money this year. So moved. And a second.
I'll second.
And a vote.
Trustee DeRiker,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Washington,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes. Cemetery section guidance, what do you have tonight?
First off, so thank you again, to the DPW for their excellent work in keeping track of the cemetery. I've had some very good comments about it. And we received today a letter requesting a removal of a small mausoleum. These people have purchased a lot, in Lakeview. They can have a mausoleum on it, a small one. And they want to transfer that mausoleum to St. Joseph's so that they are near family. At the time, I spoke with Mr. Jubin, who's the custodian for St. Joseph's, and told him this was fine, that it would have to be moved at their expense. And they wanted to originally sell back the lot to the village. And I told them that was not possible. We do not buy lots back. I suggested that they could sell it to someone else if they so wished, or they could perhaps, we could see about them deeding it back to the village so that we in turn could use the lot. We do have a party that is actually interested in that lot if this takes place in a timely manner. So that worked out quite well, but I didn't know the board's feelings on this and how you'd like to proceed.
That was actually the last item of business I discussed with our attorney on her way out. I'll hand her that sheet with our questions. And I sent him back. So we didn't table a discussion until she gets back to us. I'll have to
Great.
direction.
Great, thank you.
Yeah,
That's all I did.
Thank you. Clerk Barra.
Abstract number 2 is in here somewhere, here we go.
Do you mind?
General fund, $12,878.07. Water fund, $10,989.32. Sewer fund, $7,731.02. Cemetery fund, $50.50, and Justin Agency, $82.64, for a total of $31,733.55.
Motion to pay every claim with a signature on it, and going forward, by the way, I want to mention, we will be requiring the 3 signatures that we did, now that the COVID restrictions are easing. We'd also like to begin, having that for Monday night review. Most of them. I know it is, but it's the best way to get most of them done.
I can add to it though.
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay,
Of course. But it's easier to sign 2 or 3 or even 10 than it is.
okay, no, I get that, but I hadn't cut off the time.
Okay. Okay? All right then, motion to sign every claim or to pay every claim with 1 signature tonight. And a second.
Second.
And a vote. Trustee DeNifer,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshewski,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes. Okay,
Someone had to say.
that's fine. No, we're no fewer than one. Okay. I'll write them on there. Okay, good. Would you like to finish the rest of your list and then we'll talk about this leave forgiveness at the end?
Yes, you said bring it up, but I don't know if I need it.
Okay, but you have two things to talk about, so you can choose which one you want to talk about first.
The MVP renewal, the treasurer was contacted regarding the renewal rate. I believe it's forward down to 5%. Is it 5%? It is, instead of 2%, okay, so the 5% increase, and I've got a chance to look at it, but the sooner we get that in, the easier it is for them to do them.
Now, that's the same plan that, we don't want to change plans, everybody seems satisfied with the plan. We review them at least every other year, and from a employee standpoint, you satisfied with it?
I'm very,
Have you heard anything else?
everybody, from any other employees,
Yeah.
they're happy. It's a great pharmacy plan, is what I hear from, someone's on a family plan. Okay,
So do we see the need to take further investigation?
Everybody's satisfied and this way comes in.
I'm satisfied with
I feel like we just discussed this for some.
last year.
We did.
every year.
Just last year, though?
You believe it's
Probably-
any year?
probably-
Yeah, and that's the same that one.
No, it was last year.
Okay.
Is that great?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, then. Make sure that you know we'll continue. We need a
Motion,
we
please.
need a motion, okay. So a motion then to continue to renew the MVP plan at 5% increase. What's the plan year? First of the year?
This is September.
First of September, okay. All right. Motion to continue MVP as a renewal.
So move.
Second,
I'll second.
a vote.
Trustee DeNifer,
Yes.
trustee Putnam,
Yes.
trustee Walshewski,
Yes.
and Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
And I just want to quickly hit upon the reopening plan, which I don't have brought up either, but nonetheless, I believe I've given you all a copy with the changes we'd like to make in the office. We would like to actually stop exchanging in-office payments. Doing so will decrease the socialization and the droves which they come in every month. And with that, then we could go ahead starting tomorrow, open by appointment only. Masks, everything will be in place, we'll carry on, but our goal is to hopefully get the office, plexiglass and whatnot, and we're working closely with DPW, right, Joe? To make sure that, it's minimal changes we need to make, but nonetheless, we do need to do certain things. And then I have a target open date only because I didn't want to throw it all on Harriet while I take a couple of days of vacation. So it's free to look at and we can make changes as we even continue to go on. So if there's anything that you can think of now or in the future board meeting, we're open to it.
So as of this minute, we will be open by appointment tomorrow.
I'll advertise that, that they won't know it.
Well, we're
Yeah,
gonna get it started here.
Yep.
Face masks will be required to enter the building. I think if at any time the face mask comes off, you can refuse, and I forgot to ask our attorney, you can refuse service.
Absolutely. And of course, by appointment only, we can control that as we
Correct.
open the door. But once the office is unlocked for the day, we just have to. Hopefully by then. it'll be-
Well, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Exactly, yeah.
We will acquire a mailbox for the village office, one that's separate from the court, we'll be using the courts, that's a good idea. That'll keep all of the money transactions outside. We'll have marked spaces for social distancing. Try to establish a one directional flow for people coming in, they'll come in one door and go out another. We'll do the best we can with that, we'll get the plexiglass up. Mr. Moore, are we getting quotes on plexiglass, were we able to find it? We didn't look for it, right?
No, because I haven't really been on board with whatever's been going on with that. I've been kind of doing other projects, so I haven't really been caught up with a lot of that.
Not to get in touch with DPW as well.
I gave it to Joe, and yeah, we'll need to talk, because it's just more because overnight.
Every time I hear about it, it seems like it changes.
You're right, it does, and with the guidance that's coming down and the different anomalies of this building, you know, it's
Right,
gonna be a work in progress until it's not anymore.
like the mailbox is definitely gonna be interesting. I mean, you're gonna want something similar to like what the court has.
Correct.
I don't know closest place or the soonest that we could even get something like that.
I can take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work, we'll get that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't just need it installed, I should do like for the works.
Okay, yeah, easy to be installed,
I
you can get it.
what I need you to do, it'll be like one option, see if get plexiglass, maybe cutting up the slat holes, and then on the treasurer's side, when you walk in, she's gonna have the inbox, so the employees don't walk around and go into her office. You know, so that everybody just stays on the plexiglass side.
And the mirrors, do we have the mirrors yet?
We have mirrors, it's on the list.
Yeah, okay, I knew we were that close. Those are gonna be important when we get the doors open.
Okay.
All right, but for now, the doors will be locked, so we can control the flow.
One directional flow or
We're gonna try it, yes.
how can we lock that door to the top of the stairs?
Can't lock any of the doors.
But they're gonna, the whole goal is to have them enter through here,
Yeah, that's.
and then we'll have the signage, you know, arrows, one way. Some people are gonna have a problem not wanting to go up the narrow corridor. We can't help that, they didn't bring it on this building. But, my honest to goodness, saving grace is we're not gonna have the traffic that we have when people realize they can't come to that. So, yeah, and they have to have accessible to the, chairlift. So, again, we have to put the signage to encourage it if they can, so that they're leaving after the door. But if they can't for whatever reason, because, you know, it's obvious if they have physical limitations, or they just don't want to do that because it's claustrophobic, so might very well, then we're just gonna, you know.
Do the best we can.
Exactly.
We'll have sanitizing the station.
We have a little table, and we're gonna put it right with the humidifiers, before, so it's in the middle of the area. We'll put that out tomorrow.
Our employees, will sanitize handrails, door knobs, and keep a log. That's going to be the important part. We're going to be, involved in the tracing. I don't know how you disseminate that. You must have to report it to somebody.
If they require it, you have to, you know.
You don't just report it though.
Correct. You have to just file it and put a special record for that.
And maybe we should send an email, can we, first thing in the morning to, Fred Kennedy, asking if we can refuse service if somebody's not wearing a mask or somebody is not offering, contact.
You certainly can,
You know that
for a fact.
okay?
I don't know that.
I will still do it, just so that, when I did reach out to her, you know,
I think the governor implemented that,
yeah.
a few weeks ago.
The face mask, no face mask or service, but I don't know about the telephone. I don't know about the contact information.
Oh, that is, I mean, because we're not gonna touch it, and they might not even come to the pen, you can't give them a pen.
Right, but anybody that comes to the door or comes to your office, you will record their names and their
Phone numbers. That I can do.
okay?
And I would suggest too, if somebody does come in, doesn't know they're supposed to have a face mask, I would suggest a face mask.
Can't come until you have a face mask.
And we actually have a box of them that, we don't want to really make. We could offer a one-time courtesy, you know, because they might not have them.
Yeah.
You don't know, or they might have forgotten.
I know we're obligated at the Jenny by law to offer people face masks in order to be open.
Is that right?
If they don't have one, we can't refuse service, we have to offer them a face mask first, if then they refuse to wear the face mask, then there's a whole list of checks and balances before you can officially refuse to let somebody in without a face mask. So it's,
I wonder if that's the same.
I don't
not
know,
commercial.
but this is a state
By
regulated
I've got
program,
all the
and
state
it's a
regulations
7-year thing I can fill out. So,
Yeah, they're really hard on the businesses that are, you know,
just to have in mind,
Yeah.
it's not, it might not be, so The
Yeah.
sort of business.
Okay, we'll find out.
Are we doing temperatures in that? Or it says
We
heat
cannot, that's
survey?
an onerous burden.
I know what the county are not.
And again, my biggest thing is the limited volume that's going to come through doors. I just don't think that it would be necessary now.
We couldn't afford the staff, we couldn't afford the staff to implement that. Well done, thank you for that. It was a good plan and, it's workable and changeable and very, really easy to change it with that. Okay, that's great. You had one more thing.
Oh, the property tax collection, oh, then the phone upgrade
That's
status,
what it was, no, the property tax collection, I lost that.
$120,000 more.
Yeah, what are you doing?
And getting the mail, haven't we?
People are not gossiping.
All right.
It's surprising. But that is it for, I'm all set.
And I think we'll lost my copy of the,
We do that next time?
I think we're gonna have to.
That's fine with me, because I didn't bring mine either.
I had notes on mine, I'll find it. Nobody will be able to look it. Let's do that, let's put off the,
To the next one.
yeah, what is it?
What is what?
What we're putting on, the leak forgiveness plan. Revision, okay? Good. And phones,
Phone tag.
with that, okay.
Okay.
No, right?
I have nothing to talk about tonight. We do eventually have to get back on the pumper thing. I was hoping to do that with the full board. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Bring your ideas next time. We'll start early and get done earlier, or later, probably.
We did the contract addendum, correct?
We did, that was all taken care of for the end, so that and the, on the ESC and all the. All right, trustee Walshipski, you've been quiet tonight. Do you have anything for us?
Just that I've been in touch with Mark and he really wants to set up a meeting.
Okay.
And I just told him we had to wait until.
Yeah, we put off a lot here.
Yeah.
I see. Well, this is our last closed session. We will have, public attendance from here on out.
Okay,
I'm sure you can be invited to a meeting this week.
okay. You have no preferences?
I have no preferences. We have to put on a night that we don't anticipate a big crowd, only because we're only not, at this point, 25 people in gathering. I think we could make 25 in this room. What do you think, Kathy? Come close, right? I think we could do it.
What's the next one?
Yeah, say, I think,
Not occupancy, it's the,
which,
battery one.
see, with churches,
New York State.
they've been,
They're like,
they've been calling the codes office, asking for the occupancy.
50%, yes, but no more than 25 in gathering.
And with the churches, they've been calling our office, asking about the occupancy, because there's a percentage they had to figure out with the gathering area.
They can get up to 33%.
Something like that, I can't remember what it was. But I don't, if they, something about it, because I wasn't sure if the number increased or not yet.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of it. I'll talk tomorrow to you. Just, anything more, Trustee Walsh?
No, just I'll talk to him and see.
Thank you for that. Trustee Van Ryzen?
I don't think I have anything for tonight. I sent you an email earlier.
I got it last thing.
Okay. We can let that age and whatnot.
We need a form, that's not in the correct form.
That's not,
That's not in the correct form.
okay. Well, the format is off.
Yeah, let's look.
Yeah, we can talk, but that's fine.
Okay, yeah, it's very close.
Yeah, that's
As
the
soon as
only,
you submit it, then the clock starts.
okay,
So we do tomorrow or
Yeah,
Thursday.
okay.
Great, thank you. Trustee Putnam?
The key that was given to me by DPW, I turned over to Casellas for them to use coming to the dump. I said, you really not get one yet.
Okay,
And they didn't even know that you changed a lot.
so they own it themselves?
Yeah, I'm not supposed to have a key according to the town.
Oh, okay.
Because if I have a key and I open up that gate and there's no garbage truck coming, now I got piled garbage.
Okay,
I can't take the money,
okay.
so therefore, it's not, then the responsibility is not that.
So you make sure our superintendent knows that? That you need a key to somebody else, that's all.
Again, okay, I will. Also, I did have a break-in into the, Boy Scout building down there, which I told the town clerk. The rust items that I had in there, I went down and repaired it. But this was between Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon.
This is at the dump.
This is at the dump. So whoever's going in there, I mean, they obviously didn't have a key, not giving them out anymore. They just climbed over somehow, over blocks or whatever. So to me, that's kind of scary because it's that one of the buildings that fire, both of them, that swamp hold up. Yeah.
Did you guys put trail cams out there or something?
I've talked to the town about that, and they said they would look into it. They would look into lighting, or like a solar light of some type that would come on, and
See, trail cams,
I
I
haven't seen it yet. And that was probably 6 months into me working there, and it's 2 years this month, so. But just to let people know there is someone going around, I mean, and that ripped the black right off. But other than
Yeah, but I do have one other thing.
No, like you might.
Quite upset about it too. Someone's going around putting up signs, slandering the guy that hit the post office.
I've actually taken down one, I believe the sheriff's department's taken down one.
The DPW is taking down one.
I'm telling you, this, whoever's putting them up is putting them up so you can't take them down. They're thick plastic, they can't rip them, they're putting, non-common screws in them, so you need a special screwdriver head, and then put washers in that they, and here's the funny part, they're even putting down the wrong phone number, because the phone number was the sheriff's department. That's on the sign.
Okay.
Just wanted to mention it.
Okay, we haven't seen anybody doing it, obviously, we don't have
We'll catch it.
any leads.
We'll catch it.
other than placing
Actually-
cameras throughout the building.
One of the sheriff's deputy asked me this, and he said, he's not 100% sure, but he swears that WKTV has one of their weather cams in our park. Is that true? He said, he saw it on TV, he goes, I'm telling you, it looked like Richard Springs, and it said it was on WKTV.
Springfield, it's the one
Springfield.
outside of Springfield.
Okay, because he said, if they are, he goes, maybe, I said, I don't remember that, I go, he said, they are, he goes, then you got a plain view of who's doing it. But,
All right, we'll keep our eyes open.
Does Jeff at the liquor store, he has,
he does have cameras, I don't know if you can see up to the post office, but it's, I think it faces out. No, it's not. No,
Because the building.
yeah, I know, it's on the telephone pole by the post office driveway. And I did contact the post office and let them know about it. I have a contact, I got a hold of them over the weekend.
Yeah, they called us too.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else from this table? Questions, comments? Motion to adjourn? Thank you, Vic. Thank you, welcome back.
so good.
Somebody give me a hand to get this place cleaned up in a hurry. You have some white, we have to wipe down tables. We can do that in a moment. It'll take a couple seconds. Oh, my, PG Officer Roberts?
Yes, all right. So your Apple ID
Okay.
is your E or your E.
You're
Yeah.
Well, this is-
all right.
So if they call me, I just put it in.
Well, that's what
Yeah, no, I got it. All right.
Still on. If you ever download that, I'll ask you for a password. If you ever gotta sign something,
Shut the camera.
email. I was. That was good, when I said, just give it to me, I'll leave.
Yeah. So our next board meeting is just.
That's it, sure, that will work.
Oh, that's your bill.
Oh, you're getting that one.
All right, well,
Anything to sign on or no?
For all of me, I don't